It's just gone lunchtime. This is the third and final hour of All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon, I'm Masafara. We've been following numerous stories for you throughout the course of the day. Many have had developments by now. So if you've just joined us, here's how far those stories have advanced at lunchtime. We're joined by eNCA reporter Siphamandla Goge is at Nasrec. Pule Letshwiti-Jones is also there, and Moloto is in Bloemfontein. Sipa, I'm going to start with you. You're outside Nasrec here in Johannesburg ahead of the ANC's NEC meeting, expected at around 2 o'clock following that Phala report finding. Sipa, what movements are you seeing so far?
Well, so far we see too many security personnel trying to make sure that everything is in order. The high-profile leader of the ANC that has arrived for now is Gwede Mantashe, who is the national chairperson of the governing party. He is said to have played a leading role in convincing ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa not to resign. He says if President Ramaphosa resigns, he will throw the entire ANC leadership into chaos. So he said, together with some allies of the president of the ANC, that he needs to come to this NEC meeting, fight it out. They will defend him. But most importantly, we are told that President Cyril Ramaphosa of the ANC has been advised by his allies, including Eastern Cape ANC Provincial Chairperson Oscar Mabuyane, Chairperson of the ANC in the Northern Cape Zamani Sol, Ronald Lamola, NEC member Enoch Godongwane, and others, to say stay put for now, let's fight it, let's go through the December conference, we will take it from there. So this NEC meeting is expected to produce fireworks, because there are those who are calling for him to resign, there are those who are saying there is no need to resign for now. We are told that he is contemplating whether to attend this meeting or not, because he says it does not want to be part of the meeting that will discuss him. His allies are persuading him to attend today.
It's going to be quite something, that meeting, isn't it, Sipa? I wonder exactly what they'll be saying to each other. But let's go to Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who is in fact also at Nasrec monitoring developments on the other side. I believe, Pule, that you are on the other entrance, and I wonder if you've seen anyone. It's about an hour to go before the NEC meeting starts, I understand?
Yeah, well, definitely. We've just seen some of the NEC members arriving. I'm just going to ask my colleague, Teddy Munyembani, just to show you and pan on my left-hand side, just see some of the cars that have been coming in right now, just ahead of that meeting that's going to be taking place. I can't clearly see who's that, but we did see that this car, of course, was being escorted by the VIP protection services as well, private security services rather. And what we also understand here is that the president was, of course, expected to make his way here before this meeting. And we do know that there are those who are anti the president, who do not support him. The likes of Carl Niehaus, who have been very critical on the incumbent, are expected to actually now stage a picket outside to show their sentiments in regard to the whole Phala scandal. But of course, in aligned to that, and linked to that rather, opposite to that rather, we know that the likes of Gwede Mantashe, national chairperson, have come out to say that the report, the Phala scandal report, which is handed over to the National Assembly Speaker, was badly written. That's according to Mantashe, saying that he also played a pivotal role in being one of those who convinced the president and persuaded him not to resign amid the pressure that we saw that's been piling up in the past couple of hours. Let's take a listen to what Mr. Mantashe had to say.
Let me give you background to this. All the time when there was this issue of Phala, we insisted, some of us, that people were saying the president must go, and we said no, there are investigations. Let's wait for those processes to come to an end. One process has come to an end, to produce a report that I'm in the middle of reading, badly written, but it is there. And Cyril Ramaphosa, as I know him, is a decent human being. He is not going to allow himself to be dragged into a noise. He will walk away from it, whether the report is unconvincing or not. He will do that. So all I'm saying is that those reports talk to the issue, because the report comes and say you have a case to answer, and if you say that to Cyril Ramaphosa, he will say to me, then I'm stepping out of this.
Right, let's go to Moloko Moloto, who is in fact in Bloemfontein, where the ANC IPC has postponed its briefing, which was set or scheduled for today. They said they cancelled the briefing, Moloko, I understand, because they needed to head to Johannesburg for today's NEC meeting.
Well, Masero, from the city of Roses, Bloemfontein, the capital of the Free State, developments are that the Provincial Executive Committee or the Provincial Election Committee of the ANC, the Congress, I beg pardon, of the ANC, which was supposed to elect new leaders of the province, it was set to take place this weekend and it got postponed. The reason is not only that the convener and the coordinator must be attending this special National Executive Committee of the ANC, but also according to Oupa Khwabane, who speaks for the interim provincial committee of the ANC here, there are other issues that they still had to iron out. He flatly refused to tell us what those issues are, but this relate to the processes leading to that particular provincial conference. We don't know as to when it would be held, but another development, Masero, is that, as you can see behind me, we are in front of this glass house. This is what they call. These are the offices of the Mangaung Metropolitan Municipality. And the developments are that currently there is a motion of no confidence that is before the desk of the Council Speaker, Stephanie Lockman Naidu. And this is a no-confidence motion in the Executive Mayor, Mxolisi Siyanzana. It's been sponsored by the opposition, the Democratic Alliance, and they are saying that they want him out. Of course, on the other hand, we heard this morning from Oupa Khwabane, who says that the ANC long took a decision from the province's point of view that Mxolisi Siyanzana, along with the Speaker and also the Deputy Mayor, must go. And this was reiterated last week by Mr. Lawrence Matai, who is the newly elected chairperson of the ANC in Mangaung. It would seem that the days of Mxolisi Siyanzana as the executive mayor are numbered. Now, we spoke earlier to Johan Pretorius, who is the DA caucus leader in Mangaung, the man who sponsored that motion. But you would recall that it would not be easy for the DA alone, because out of the number of seats in Mangaung, they only have 26, and they would need at least 52 for them to remove Mxolisi Siyanzana, and they would require the opposition as well. The ANC is leading this municipality, but through a slender majority, only 51 seats, which is the total number of minimum that's required to be a majority party. Now, in the past, we have seen the ANC caucus members in this municipality voting with the opposition party, even to reject a budget which, during that process, they missed the deadline of the National Treasury. Let's listen to Mr. Johan Pretorius when we spoke to him as to whether they have confidence that they will be able to remove Mxolisi Siyanzana as the executive mayor of Mangaung.
If you look at the seats, it's 26, yes, but we are actually 20 opposition parties in the metro, and the ANC only have 51 seats. So it's impossible for them, if you see the faction fights in the ANC at this stage, and they want to remove Zionzana, but even before they came out with their resolution, we actually tabled this motion against him in September this year already. And the Speaker has not tabled it in Council yet. And Council was supposed to take place last week with the motion on the agenda, but it's been postponed now for the third time. We are still waiting for notices, and apparently the rumors are that the executive mayor is running circles around the officials and not signing the reports so that the council meeting can be tabled. So at this stage, I think it depends on the opposition parties. It depends on the ANC councillors. Even the ANC councillors are not happy with the service delivery issue in Mangaung. There's no service delivery. Let's make that clear.
Well, I can tell you, Moloko, they didn't lie to you. I understand from Siphamandla Goge that the ANC's Free State convener, Mqolisi Tukwana, has in fact arrived in Nasrec for that NEC meeting. Well,